In the fashion industry, products are not only categorized by its sort, but also by gender. While some brands focus only on women's wear, some other brands focus only on men's wear. And nowadays, more and more brands are trying to expand their territory by launching new line, either in women or menswear. And also they try to include the concept of unisex. Namely, they try to use the wording such as genderless, gender neutral, gender fluid, or gender inclusive into their product to increase or to expand their target audience. And so this is an episode about marketing and gender. Hi everyone, welcome to Fashion Brief. So this episode is about gender. And the reason why I would like to contribute one episode within this field is because we see gender differently nowadays. It's no longer just male or female. It's non-binary, and also we see it in a broader, wider way. It depends on how we define ourselves. And also, I realized that some of the brands wanted to expand their territory into different fields, namely either male, female, or even unisex. And so I think this is very important for brands to do a right marketing or branding strategy in this field so that they won't confuse consumers. And in the luxury field, such as Chanel, until now, the brand still launched only women's wear. And for menswear, such as Dunhill, they only have the male category. And before really launch a new line in different genders, we might need to ask a few questions. Firstly, are we going to launch a separate brand, or under the same brand, we are going to have different product lines? And secondly, are we going to just launch a female-male line, or either we include these two concepts together to just create a genderless line? From a brand perspective, I would like to share an example, namely Miyake. Miyake owns 9 different brands now. And in March, Miyake launched its new line called Miyake Men's. It's a line of function-focused, lightweight clothes designed for travel. And I think for Miyake, launching a new brand is reasonable for them is because each different brands, they have their own design concept. Not only differentiated by design concept, but also by genders. And so that it won't confuse their target audience by include everything, every concept in one brand. And also, under Miyake, the umbrella, consumers will still see the design concept as more or less coherent. And another example is a brand called Asket. The Swedish apparel brand Asket launched women's wear in August for the first time, and expanding upon its existing line of utilitarian staples with different items tailored to fit women. And for this brand, in my point of view, it's a brand that looks very similar to Asket. It's also sharing the same minimalistic simplicity and also clean, lean design. And because for them, before the customer is 100% male. And so to say, on their Instagram account, most of the followers are male users. And so they need to take cautious actions in order not to confuse those male customers that what is this brand actually changing? Are they going to change themselves to a female-oriented brand, or is it a new line integrated into this brand? And so while browsing their Instagram stories or posts, they did subtle change to demonstrate the same design concept, but just to change the gender, so that the male customers won't feel they have a huge contrast and also feel shocked. And there's also another question about web design, either gender first or product first. Namely, the website shows firstly the women and men or differentiated by categories such as jeans, knitwear, sweater, trousers, etc. I would say if the brand is using the latter method, namely by product category, it is more of an emphasis on product itself, but instead of putting emphasis on gender. And this is actually what Asket do. And in the gender perspective, the gender-based marketing, either for brands, they use the binary stereotype of female and male, or they can insist their products are completely genderless. So here comes to actually a debate about the gender-based marketing. Well, although it seems like it's easy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct. So basically, if the brand's value proposition cuts the line across different genders, then it's worth the while for the brand to investigate more in this topic. And also for many consumers, they might regard unisex or genderless clothes as bland and also not fit because it needs to be suitable for female and male at the same time. So they might think that it's a bit loose or bland, and it's really normal. And so based on those arguments, it's very important for brands to firstly analyze their brand identity, equity, and also personality, whether this kind of unisex, genderless concept is suitable for the brand itself. And according to Kantar research that published in September 2020, the research is about the group within LGBTQ+ consumers. They often face the situation that they need to suppress themselves how they express, because everywhere is gender. And so either male or female, and they can't really define how they want to express differently. And so here comes to another topic I would like to discuss is masculinity. As mentioned at the very beginning, that nowadays we're more open to discuss about diversity, different kind of expression. It's no longer about only female or male. And so here it comes to another definition of masculinity. For example, now I'm wearing pearl necklace. I believe that before only female consumers are wearing this pearl necklace. But nowadays we see different celebrities and also brands are promoting pearl necklace on male models, and which reflects to consumers that, wow, this is a really new concept and it might be also suitable for certain type of male consumers. And especially for Generation Z, they are more flexible when it comes to gender. They don't want to stuck themselves in a box. They want to define themselves by different kinds of fashion statements. And for example, the popular celebrities within Generation Z, like Harry Styles, ASAP Rocky, Billie Eilish, and Travis Scott, regularly push style norms. That is to say, fashion cannot solely advertise to male with its stereotypically male lens. We need to stop thinking that male consumers are easy to deal with, two-dimensional. Instead, it should be more diverse and complex, actually. For male consumers, they don't necessarily always need to be athletic. It can be with different kind of body shapes. And the same concept also applies to female consumers. So back to the topic of gender-neutral products or brands. The trend is rising is because of our acceptance to different definition of gender. And that's the reason why for brands, they might think that genderless products is the easy way in, because they can target everyone. But this is also a risk that they are targeting everyone. Is it really suitable for the brand? And so for this kind of genderless campaign, it should be data-driven so that they can scrutinize and also analyze the key crucial strategy for them, whether it's correct or not. And also it depends on their brand identity. Not every brand is suitable for this genderless campaign. And I think for some brands, they don't necessarily need to create a complete line or a collection for genderless products, but also they can just create specific, some genderless products. namely not to identify the gender of the product, but instead including different concepts, different styling combinations, either with male, female models, or in different occasions, so that consumers can define the product while browsing it either on the internet or in the store themselves, that it is suitable for them or not. And for example, for the luxury leather goods brand Löwe, the puzzle bag, at the very beginning I believe that it is more oriented to female consumers. But nowadays, there are more and more male consumers are also wearing this puzzle bag, and I totally think that it's amazing and it's suitable for some male consumers. And so I think that this kind of concept is really nice, so that the product itself shouldn't be defined by gender, but by personality and style. So that's it for today for the marketing and gender. I personally think this topic is very interesting because it changes from time to time. When we see from the fashion history, at the very beginning, male are wearing high heels, and nowadays there are more female wearing high heels. And so it's changing and it's dynamic. And so that every period we have different definitions and different aesthetics. So definitely worth the while for us to observe. And so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below what you think about gender marketing in fashion industry. And see you soon.